alaikum. Good evening. Excellency Mr. Martin Kuka, Minister of Transport of the Czech Republic. Excellency Mr. Pavel Janda, Deputy Minister of the Environment of the Czech Republic. Distinguished guests, Excellencies, dear colleagues, members of the diplomatic corps, sisters, brothers from the Algerian community in the Czech Republic, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me first to say thank you to all of you. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Thanks for joining us and attending this ceremony to celebrate together the 71st anniversary of the Algerian National Day and to commemorate the 63rd anniversary of establishing diplomatic relations between Algeria and the Czech Republic. It is a great honor for all the staff of the Algerian Embassy in Prague, including me, to welcome you. Special thanks to His Excellency Mr. Martin Kuka, Minister of Transport, His Excellency Mr. Pavel Janda, Deputy Minister of the Environment, for accepting our invitation to be the guests of honor on this occasion and whose presence greatly enhances this ceremony. The 1st of November 1954 was a milestone in the history of Algeria. This date has deeply changed the course of the Algerian people's destiny. After more than 130 years of colonialism and 7 years of fighting and struggling against one of the most formidable armies in the 20th century, the Algerian people finally acceded to their independence and recovered their total liberty. Words alone cannot convey the untold misery endured by our people during these decades. The sacrifice they made was immense, and the price they paid was indescribable. But, as we know, peace, freedom, and dignity are priceless. Those things are never granted. Joining the world of independent nations and becoming a member of the international community with a seat at the United Nations after more than 132 years of colonialism, this for them resulted in a feeling and sensation that have no equal. When they saw their flag waving for the first time in the sky of New York, the Algerian people felt and got the real meaning of leaving the era of domination to the light of independence. Of course, it had never been said that life after these moments should be big and joyful, but it was certain that it would never become again as black as it was during those years of suffering. The 1st November is the occasion for Algeria and Algerian people to remember all those peoples all over the world who helped, supported, and championed the Algerian cause. They did so because they were convinced that it was a just one. They did it morally, politically, and materially. Among many brotherly and friendly peoples who stood alongside Algeria during these difficult moments, we have the friendly Czech people who, who, despite the geographical distance, contributed enormously to supporting and defending the legitimacy of the Algerian cause and its writers. Today, Algeria is grateful towards all those countries and peoples. It continues and will continue to appreciate this valuable support and this precious aid. To all of them, we say once more, thank you. Since we are commemorating this year the 63rd anniversary of establishing diplomatic relations between Algeria and the Czech Republic, and as I previously said, there is an important particularity that could be brought up as a testament to the tight relations between the two countries. Namely, it's the date at which the agreement establishing Algerian-Czechoslovak diplomatic relations was concluded. It took place in the 23rd of March 1962. This implies that they have had diplomatic relations before the official declaration of Algeria's independence, which was on the 5th of July 1962. These historical specificities are an important asset that should motivate our decision makers to make greater efforts to lay the foundations for tight relationship and fruitful cooperation, especially in the economic field. Today, there are several files opened in this context, and discussions about them are ongoing. The sectors selected are principally military industry, energy, mining, transport, the environment, and startup. In parallel, there are many other fields on which we are working seriously in the bid to reach bilateral agreements on them in the near future, such as higher education, vocational training, and civil security. Among those sectors, that of energy is certainly the most important one. In this area, Algeria and the Czech Republic have developed concrete cooperation. They reached an important contract in October 2024, consisting of supplying Czechia with 2% of its needs in natural gas. This agreement, due to its reciprocal benefits, has been renewed for another term by our two companies, Sonatrach and Chess. They find it interesting and fruitful. In this particular realm of energy, we strongly hope to go further, since there sincere will from both sides to reach a satisfactory contract for the long term according to their respective strategy. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Algeria, after more than 6 decades of independence, remains faithful to the principles, values, and ideals of its revolution. Among them, the rejection of all forms of violence and use of force in conflict resolution, total respect for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of each country. It believes in the virtue of dialogue between nations and countries as civilized means of resolving neighborhood issues, in addition to full respect of the United Nations Charter and international law. All those principles and values are constantly translated in the Algerian diplomacy actions at all levels of the international institutions and organizations. That's the Algerian doctrine, which will stay the same and unchangeable. It's the indelible roadmap of its diplomacy. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, before concluding my speech, I would like to address my fellow citizens, members of the Algerian community in the Czech Republic, who kindly agreed to join us for this great occasion. إخواني، أخواتي، أبنائي، بناتي، سيداتي، سادتي، أعضاء الجالية الجزائرية المقيمة بجمهورية التشيك، اسمحوا لي بداية أن أهنئكم ونفسي بحلول الذكرى 71 لاندلاع الثورة التحريرية المجيدة، وهي ذكرى اليوم الوطني للجزائر، متمنيا لكم موفور الصحة والعافية والمزيد من الازدهار والرقي لبلدنا الجزائر، وكل سنة وأنتم الشعب الجزائري بألف خير. كما لا يفوتني أن أتوجه إليكم بالشكر الجزيل على تلبيتكم الدعوة وحضوركم الكثيف بيننا لنحيي سويا هذه الذكرى العظيمة والغالية علينا. إن الرسالة التي أود تبليغها لكم ومن خلالكم إلى كافة أعضاء جاليتنا الكريمة المقيمة بجمهورية التشيك، هذا البلد الجميل والمضياف وشعبه الطيب، والذي نكن له كل الاحترام والتقدير لما وجدنا لديه أيام الشدة والحاجة من مساندة مطلقة ومختلفة الأوجه، وسيبقى ذلك دين في ذمتنا عبر الأجيال. فرسالتي أنكم أنتم السفراء الحقيقيون للجزائر لدى جمهورية التشيك، فكل من الشعب التشيكي وطبقته السياسية وكذا مثقفيه وفعاليات المجتمع المدني فيه يكتشفون الجزائر ويتعرفون عليها من خلالكم أنتم، ومن خلال أعمالكم وتصرفاتكم ومدى تفاعلكم وانسجامكم مع الحياة العامة ومرافق الدولة في هذا البلد. وعليه فإنني أهيب بكم للعمل على إعطاء الصورة الحقيقية لبلدكم الجزائر وإبراز مختلف الجوانب ذات الصلة بتاريخها وثقافتها وقيمها ومجتمعها، والابتعاد عن كل عمل أو قول من شأنه أن يشوه صورة الجزائر كبلد ذي ماضي مجيد وحاضر واعد. لا تتوانوا في تلقين أولادكم وبناتكم كل هذه المبادئ والقيم التي تبقى جزءاً لا يتجزأ من هويتهم وشخصيتهم مهما بعدت المسافة بينهم وبين البلد الأم. In the end, I would like to express my gratitude and to renew my sincere thanks to all of you for honoring us by attending this ceremony and by participating in this gathering. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, on behalf of the Ministry of Transport of the Czech Republic, it's my great honor to extend heartfelt congratulations to the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria on the occasion of its National Day. This significant celebration not only commemorates Algeria's rich history and the resilience of its people, but also highlights the enduring friendship and cooperation between our two nations. Algeria is a valued partner of the Czech Republic. We deeply appreciate Algeria's active role in promoting regional stability, development, and modernization. In these areas, we believe there is great potential for mutual benefit. I had the privilege of meeting my Algerian counterpart for substantive discussions on expanding our bilateral cooperation. We explored promising opportunities in the transport sector, where Czech experience and Czech expertise can contribute meaningfully, from railway modernization and airport development to intelligent transport systems and enhanced transport safety. We also identified potential in other key sectors, including energy, water and waste infrastructure, healthcare, industry, and defense technologies. I am pleased to note that several Czech companies are already successful operating in Algeria, implementing projects and forging long-term partnerships. Their presence reflects the mutual trust, professionalism, and shared commitment to sustainable growth. The Czech Republic remains firmly committed to deepening its relations with Algeria. We are ready to foster new institutional and business connections, support investment initiatives, and pursue opportunities that will contribute to the modernization and prosperity of both our countries. I'm confident that the scope for cooperation is broad and that together we can fully realize the potential that lies ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, allow me to extend our sincere congratulations to the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria on this national celebration. We wish Algeria continued success, lasting stability, and the well-being of its citizens. Thank you very much for your attention.
Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your kind invitation and warm hospitality. First, I must apologize for the Minister of the Environment, Mr. Petr Hladík, who unfortunately could not be with us today. So I am representing him, and I am very happy to be here to celebrate your National Day and our cooperation. For our ministry, Algeria is an important partner. Our countries have a long and good relationship. This was confirmed when Minister Hladík visited Algeria with a business mission last February. The mission focused on sharing expertise and technology in waste management, water management, and renewable energy. There is a big potential for joint projects. I am pleased that Czech companies could build on their existing cooperation and also meet new partners. Although our countries are different, we face similar environmental challenges. This gives us great opportunities to work together on climate change, renewable energy, and water and waste management. We see good future opportunities, especially in water management. We believe we can offer what Algeria needs. Our country also has a lot of experience in finding minerals, using digital technology for geology, and cleaning polluted sites. I'm also happy that the mission improved cooperation between our state institutions, not just in business. For example, last month we welcomed colleagues from Algerian national parks to the Czech Republic to discuss nature conservation. On behalf of the Ministry, I want to sincerely thank the Ambassador of Algeria, Mr. Belkacem Tlikmati. Thank you for your strong support in making the environmental relationship between our countries stronger. It shows we share the same visions for a sustainable future. I'm confident that we will continue to build on this strong foundation. We will strengthen our partnership and create new opportunities to work together. This will benefit both our nations and our shared environment. Thank you.
Algeria is building the future today. Megaports, sky-high cities, desalination plants, phosphate empires, and the Trans-Saharan Road linking Africa's
sorry, we have some technical issue. حسن الحال